On the other side of the door here, we will be right into the cave, so just make sure you guys watch your heads through the passageway because there are several low spots. And then also, whoever is inside last, just push the door shut behind you once you're in.
Low bridge.
Okay, just watch your heads. Okay, come on in. Okay, so this room is the first room that you see on tours today, but back in 1930 when the cave was discovered, no one knew that this room existed. So it was not found until 1937. It was discovered by my boss's granddad. His name was Myron Dunleavy Sr. And in 1937, he was standing down at the bottom there, except instead of looking up at a staircase, he was looking at a wall of clay. And so what he decided to do was grab himself a pole and a shovel. He started shoving the pole through the clay, and if it would continue and not hit something solid, he would add an extension, shove it through a little bit more, and so on until it either hit something solid or that he felt the resistance fall away. And what he ended up feeling was he felt it break through, so he started to dig, and he dug all the way up and ended up breaking through the floor. Now when he found the room, naturally somehow, but the biggest mystery about the mystery room was that as he began to look around up here on the ceiling, he noticed dozens and dozens of bats that were hibernating inside of this room. And that confused him quite a bit, because if you remember, that entrance we just used did not exist yet. And this had been all filled with clay since before the cave was even discovered. I just mentioned, we're 30 feet under the ground. And these are tree roots that have grown down from the surface. They want the moisture, which is here inside of the cave, because it does stay relatively damp down here all throughout the year. It's a little drier than it normally is at the moment, but the roots still have plenty of moisture to feed from. And they're quite stubborn too. They will grow through just about anything they need to, including solid rock, to get at the moisture that they want. And there's an area about 100 feet down where there are roots which have grown down through a chimney. So they will go down as deep as they need to.
So this tunnel is all natural?
Yes. All carved by flowing water. They do. Yes.
Low bridge.
They run Friday and Saturday night the entire month of October. So yeah, we get a decent amount of traffic through here on the weekends. It's only about 100 yards away from the modern day Route 22, but it couldn't handle very much traffic. It was a windy mountain road. It wasn't very reliable. It was hard to maintain. So they decided to build a interstate, and they wanted to bring it all the way up over the hill here, but that required them to remove a decent amount of ground using excavators, which back then were called steam shovels. And so one of the steam shovels was digging its way up the side of the hill here when all of a sudden, without warning, the ground gave way underneath of it and it fell straight down inside of the cave. So the cave was found completely by accident. No one knew that it was here before 1930, and no one had ever been inside of it either. Now, if the steam shovel would not have fallen through where it did, it's very likely we wouldn't be standing here. Okay, so now we are inside of one of the most active sections of the entire cave, and right in front of us is the largest formation that we will be seeing between either of our caves. It is called the Frozen Niagara. It is a flowstone formation that is about 40 feet tall and 70 feet wide, making it one of the largest active flowstone formations in the northeast of the United States. So as it grew, so instead it ended up eating its way through the stone below instead of building a stalagmite. And over time, as the stalactite grew, the hole underneath grew as well, and today it will hold around 35 gallons of water, and it's just under 2 feet deep down to its deepest point, all the way in the back there. There is in here. In here, for the most part, what you see is what there is. There's a couple little passages that go off to the sides here and there, like the one that's up here. But really, besides that, there's not a whole lot. Now, right in this room here, we're about 80 feet underneath of the ground, and we are in a room that is called the Purity Room. And it gets its name because of this flowstone formation here. So you might notice how this is a different color from all the other ones that we've seen. It is very white and dark, where even if you hold your hand this close to your face, you will not see your hand. So I am going to shut the lights off. I'm going to show you guys just how dark it can get down here. And then afterwards, I'm going to show you guys something else, which is one of my favorite things to do. So just stand still. It is going to get pretty dark. Come on down here. Just watch these stairs. They're higher than they look. All the way down. So this little room here has a good bit of different kinds of formations inside of it, but most of these you've already seen other examples of, like the flowstone, which you can see here, and then you have more cave bacon right up here, and as I shine my light through the back, you can see all those different little patterns in there, just like the other piece down in Lincoln. But there are some that we haven't really seen yet. So the first is right up here on the wall. So right there is your cave popcorn. And we already discussed a bit how this grows. So this passage that is right here in front of me, if we were going to see the entire cave, we would have to go up this crude clay staircase there and start crawling our way back. So at first you can crawl on your hands and your knees for a while. I'd say probably around like 35, 40 feet through the passageway, so it's not too bad. But then around midway, the passage begins to shrink down until it goes all the way down to about 1 foot tall, and you have to crawl through that to get through to the other section of the cave.
And how long again did you say it took that popcorn stuff to go?
It can take anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500 years for some of them to grow 0.5 of a millimeter.
Amazing.
So, you can see here in this area how there's some of the passages that I mentioned that go off to the side. So up here is a pretty extensive patchwork of passages. There was a bat that was up in that window there.
Like a real bat?
Yep. Yeah, he moved. I'm not sure where he moved to. I actually went and crawled around back in there this morning to see if I could find him.
Well, that's not finding.
See where they're connected. That's cool.
He moved somewhere that we can't see him.
Oh, I don't need to see him. He's fine.
And this is the sinkhole where the guy discovered. He's Started digging into the sinkhole, dug down in there, and ended up in the discovery hole that you saw down below. That was a lot of work. So we got to give this place a shot. That is Kishna and Tom. And we are at Family Chill and Grill in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. And if you ever find yourself in this area, you really need to come here and eat because this place is really good. Jennifer had a Philly cheesesteak and I had a small pepperoni pizza and they were both excellent. Service is great, people are great. Family Chill and Grill, come check it out if you're here, if you're in the area. So we are driving down the road to the lodge.
Did you have fun today? Oh my God.
And whose lodge is this? I mean, what is it, like owned by a club?
Yeah, Herder Spring Hunting Club.
What is it called?
Herder Spring Hunting Club.
Herder Spring Hunting Club.
Yes.
Yo,
It's
well,
a
I have
corporation.
posted stuff and I have tagged Herder Spring, like as a location. HERDR, not HERDS.
What? It's HERDER.
Like sheep herder.
Are they saying murder?
Herder. Herder.
Herder, as in herding sheep.
D-E-R.
I thought you said
Good
murder, and I
grief.
was like, ooh, this is like my kind of place.
HERDR.
DER. You said DR.
I said DER.
No, not the first time you did.
My poor subscribers. So, upstairs
I make it. I make
at the lodge. Mike and Tracy. Hang on. Let me switch back to photo. Yeah.
Oh, just take
Get all these. This is all bunk area here. There's quite a few. I don't know. It looks like about 30 bunks, maybe. Beautiful lodge. Well, I shot some video of the outside of the lodge while we were there, but my phone had died and I was using Tracy's phone to shoot the video, and for some reason the video quality wasn't not very good. It was terrible, so I wasn't able to use it. But I wanted to share some more pictures of the lodge, and as you can see, it was a very nice place, and they referred to it as a camp rather than a lodge. But anyway, it was a really beautiful place, and I'm really glad they took us up there and showed it to us.